sustain on Mars when there is no soil to farm? Let me tell you today. But before that, raise your hand to show if any of your family member is still into farming. Couple of them. And it is true that farming is often associated with the older generation. And for this we have data. You see, according to the Union Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, the average age of an Indian farmer is 50.1 years. This generation doesn't want to farm, but the next generation is not interested at all. And here we have some data to prove that. There are three scenarios that is causing this. First is neither the farmer is interested for their children to take up farming. Second, children themselves are not interested to take up farming. Third is neither the farmer nor their child is interested to take up farming. And this way we have nearly 2,000 farmers giving up farming every single day. Agriculture is one of the oldest occupations, and the drastic fall in numbers is something to ponder upon. You see, if we continue these practices, it can affect our generation, our future generation, in four major ways. One is food production. The demand for food is on rise, but the supply is decreasing. Just recently in 2020, nearly 81 crore people went hungry. Reason is food has become expensive. And then we have food security. Food security is nothing but the nation's pillar to strive, for the economy to strive. Do you remember the lockdown time when we all stocked up on potato chips just out of the fear of running out? Imagine what if we ran out of potatoes itself. Right? Something to think about. Third, biodiversity. Biodiversity is nothing but all life coming together in one area. And this minute species, they help in agriculture, they aid agriculture. They are called friends of farmers. Let it be earthworms or bees. And high pesticide use is not only killing these friends of farmers, but also completely affecting the biodiversity of the area. Fourth is nutrition. Today, we need to consume as many as 8 oranges to get the nutritional benefit of 1 orange 100 years ago. So imagine how many oranges should your child have to get the benefit of that 1 orange. They say discover a well before you're thirsty. Back in 2017, when I was educated of these problems, I knew that there was some other solution. I kept asking myself, who is winning in this scenario? Is it the farmer, or we the consumers, or at least the environment? The answer is none, right? I knew that this is exactly where there is a potential. And after rigorous study, I discovered hydroponics. Hydroponics is the science of growing crops without the use of soil. We're using alternative methods such as growing them in water or coconut coir. We can either grow it in a greenhouse or even in your basement or your rooftop. Do you know Elon Musk? Yeah? So you know that he dreams to colonize Mars. How do we sustain on Mars without soil to grow? Now you know the answer. Hydroponics. So we're going to, it's not just we. Scientists have told that if we want to colonize on Mars, then hydroponics could be our savior. Now coming back to Earth, hydroponics has proved itself to be very beneficial and successful in some of the most unfit agricultural lands. Let it be deserts of UAE or the snowy lands of Canada. Hydroponics has proved to be successful. This is happening because of the simple principles of the controlled environment technique. Hydroponics is a sustainable enterprise. And I can say this because it not only creates entrepreneurial opportunities, but also gives gains to the environment and the society. When I started in 2017, I faced a lot of issues. And some of the major challenges came simply because it was not a very new it was a very new concept and not everybody were aware of it. So even let it be the market was very rigid to get educated on the difference between soil farming and hydroponic produce. Or there was lack of technical support and we did not have any business strategy in place simply because everything was so undefined. Till today, I face a lot of challenges, but it makes me immensely very happy to still be called a hydropreneur because I know the potential of this. I am determined to make hydroponics one of the most sustainable enterprises and change the face of global agriculture. I have realized that there are 6 key factors that make hydroponic profitable and sustainable. First is higher yield. An average 1 acre hydroponic farm of spinach can give us about 15 tons. On the contrary, a 1 acre soil farm of spinach can give us about 2 tons. So, do you know when I say higher yield, I totally mean it. Next is residue free. This is a big motivator because of the hydroponic principle of controlled environment. We do not require as much as of pesticide interference. That way, we can easily get residue-free produce that can be enjoyed by everyone. Indoor farming. There is a farm in the middle of Delhi city that caters to 250 families. So just imagine the potential. And we reuse water. The same water is used throughout the entire crop cycle as opposed to traditional farming where we are expected, or in most cases it is required that we keep watering every single day. So that is the reason why hydroponics can save up to 90% more water when compared to traditional farming. And hyperlocal farm systems. You know the potential of having a business within the city limits. It's boundless. Through hydroponics, we can enable farm to fork in less than 24 hours by absolutely eliminating the middlemen. It's not only good for the business, but it's also good to boost the city's production, food production, thereby nation's food production, thereby global food production. And coming back to the nutrition point, remember about 8 oranges? Yeah? When we sow a turmeric plant in soil, the curcumin. So curcumin is nothing but the bioactive element that is, in simple terms, the magic ingredient for our health. So when we sow a turmeric plant in soil, you can expect a curcumin percentage of 2%. In contrast, when you sow the same curcumin rhizome in hydroponics, you can expect up to 5% or even more in most cases these days. So this is what I mean when I say nutritional boost. You need to understand that work is play when we thoroughly enjoy it. And this is what I am doing. I'm thoroughly enjoying as well as transforming the agricultural industry. I would conclude by saying that though there are some deep-rooted problems in the existing agri industry, still, let it be as big as decreasing food production or lack of food security or adverse effect on the global biodiversity and even no nutrition or depleting nutrition. Still, there is an alternative, and the alternative is hydroponics. This is the best time and in fact the perfect time for you to take up your hydropreneur journey. I urge you to become a hydropreneur today because it not only satisfies your entrepreneurial passion and is profitable, but it's good for the environment and maybe in the future it is the prerequisite to get an invitation to colonize Mars. So in simple terms, I say that I understand when John F. Kennedy says change is law of nature, and those who look at the past or only the present are certain to miss the future. Maybe the future is that we grow through hydroponics on Mars. So why wait till then? I urge you to be a hydropreneur today. Thank you.